The first
No, no, no.
Don't.
First name is fine.
Okay, we are going live.
Muting myself, only talk when your chance is there.
Where is can you see me in the screen?
जो एक बार YouTube का भी लिंक शेयर कर दीजिए ना
Just Mass Research. Go to Mass Research.
in the YouTube.
YouTube. Search Mass Research. The channel what will get. It will show. Is it coming?
Yeah, got it.
URL क्या था youtube.com/must.
youtube.com/must-research, and you have that. Yeah, you can see all 6 of us are visible on that.
Perfect. So it's 4 o'clock.
We are live. People are seeing us.
So, able to start. I guess we are live. So, hello everyone. A very good evening. And a very happy Republic Day to one and all. And thank you for joining this event today. It is indeed great to be part of this session on the most auspicious occasion of 73rd Republic Day of India, to gather and to learn from few of the most eminent AI professionals in the Indian data science space on how to embark and scale up as an ace data scientist in the current data age. So, how to go about becoming an ace data scientist? Wow. I mean, I guess this is one of the most Googled questions in the last few years. And yet probably it is one of the most Googled topics of today's time. Don't you think so? Yeah, in fact, this was one of the most vital and burning questions. And I indeed needed a guidance regarding this when I was embarking on my data science journey. And even today, in the current day context, when I am interacting with the budding data scientists, very young data science professionals who want to join in this field, and very established data science leaders also, I still experience this question. and I understand the importance of it. It is like evolving every day. So, in the current data age of ever evolving data science and AI and ML landscape of this 21st century, where every day, we wake up to new technological evolutions and petabyte scale of data getting generated by human race across all the sectors, and the demand for data science professionals is growing like anything, at a very striking rate of 29% CAGR, like over the last 7 years. So based on these, based on these rates, we can say that I guess this question is really important. And it is very vital among not only among the students and the budding young data science professionals, but also this question is being pondered over by the very big brands, corporates, as well as the reputed education and the research institutes. So in an attempt to, to know more about this question and to know more and to understand this field in a better way, we have many eminent panelists today in this YouTube live session. So I'm glad to be joined in today's panel by these highly experienced data science professionals. And I'm very happy to introduce them to you. So let me go ahead by first welcoming Joy, who has 2 decades of experience in the artificial intelligence with corporate and academics. He has worked with Microsoft, IBM, and Salesforce, and he's also the founder of Mask Research. He has 80 patents and 40 publications under his name. He has been recognized as one of the topmost data scientists of India. Welcome, Joy.
Thank you.
Let me introduce you to Gopi, who has 20 years of experience in the corporate world with nearly 12 years in the machine learning domain. He has worked in TCS, Autodesk. He also has published 3 patents, 1 book on machine learning, and 1 research paper. He is currently working as a lead data scientist with Autodesk and is responsible for delivering the AI solutions in NLP and computer vision, along with ML ops capabilities and pipelines for data science teams. Welcome, Gopi. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Let us welcome Shagnik, who has 21 years with data engineering, with an MTech in data science from BITS Pilani. Primarily, he is responsible for leading the data and analytics practice, delivering world-class solutions and complex architectures in big data, business intelligence, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. He has special interest in self-driving cars, embedded systems, and IoT. A warm welcome, Shagnik.
Thank you, Devasmita.
Let me introduce you to Aritro. He is a data science professional with 15 plus years of experience in BFSI and fintech space, having delivered various AI and ML-based data science solutions across Indian and global markets in both the urban and the rural banking and NBFC space across various functions of risk, credit, collection, customer segmentation, and geospatial analytics. Aritro is also an MBA finance and also a CBA accredited professional from ISB, along with harboring keen interest in developmental AI for India and social needs. A warm welcome, Aritro.
Thank you, Devasmita. I'm glad to be here.
Let me introduce you to Charan. He is data science product manager with MBA from SP Jain and trained in data science from ISB. He is an ex-Microsoft. Charan has also an experience and his main focus lies in computer vision and its applications in the healthcare, legal, as well as life sciences domain. Charan's main goal is to make the medical profession more accurate and precise, leveraging data science and machine learning. Welcome, Charan.
Thanks, Devasmita, for the introduction. Happy to be part of this panel.
Thank you. So let me introduce myself. I'm an IT professional with 9+ years of experience in software development and data science industry. During this period, I got this opportunity to deliver healthcare and BFSI related products across the global markets. And my vision primarily is to increase the capability of our defense industry by using the latest computer vision technologies. Thank you. So let me hand over the baton to Arithro for continuing with the questioning session and continue with the discussion as well.
Thank you, Devashmita, and thanks for this opportunity. So, first of all, so glad to be here and sharing the panel with such eminent data science professional across the length and breadth of India and as well as the sector that you mentioned. So, warm welcome to one and all, and a happy Republic Day, 73rd Republic Day of our country, once again to one and all. So, so my first question would be to Joy. As you rightly mentioned, more than 2 decades, great professional, ex IBM, ex Microsoft, founder, inventor, having so many patents to his name. So, and as Devashmita rightly mentioned, that no matter which sphere of data science professionals you talk, and in the altogether evolving space, it's very pertinent to keep oneself abreasted, and also really, like, even I would like to know that how do you think, Joy, that one should really approach in the current day scenario for already experienced professionals as well as newbies, that how should one approach one's journey, and even if someone is in the journey, how should one take it forward from here on as a data science professional to be a proper data science solutionist, and what are the milestones one should cover in that journey? If you can kindly help us, throw some light on that, that would be nice.
Sure. Thank you, Aristro. So first of all, when we talk about the term data scientist, or the role data scientist, right? We found the word scientist within each, right? It's data plus scientist. So definitely the word scientist is quite heavier, right? I mean, with respect to any other role in our like in our career or journey towards life, right? When we think about like someone is a scientist, so definitely we think a lot of different other things, right? I mean, adequate number of innovative research projects, lot of patents, publications, right? And then inventions. So these things are very important, right? The proven inventions for an individual to claim, I mean, ourselves as a scientist, whether it is data scientist or any other field science, right? So when we talk about this term, I think learning and the knowledge, gathering knowledge, as well as to think out of the box and then coming up with new systems, new methods, which will solve real world problems using definitely artificial intelligence and machine learning and data analytics and all. So then we can claim ourselves as data science.
Wow. That's really nice. So when you say about invention, so you want to say which one should be more focused towards developing new solutions, really thinking or putting one's thinking hat on and try to carve out new solutions, new data science, AI-based kind of new developmental projects, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming up with new ideas with what we learned, and we have to continuously upskill ourselves, right? I mean, every technology, new algorithm is being born. So it's being introduced as like applications, API, and in this current trend, right, when we have open source technologies, a lot of improvement in the hardware and all, right? There are many things which are accessible. And then once we think about by some solution for an open problem, for any societal problem, it can be on education, on healthcare, on agriculture, on retail, transportation, right, banking and finance. So thinking on a particular topic and then coming up with a solution is definitely new. And once we try to protect that idea as a patent or a disclosure, that actually gives us more feather into our hat, right? So that not only helps our portfolio as an individual or as a data scientist, also it builds a nation, right? Once we file a lot of patents from one country, so definitely that helps the nation also to grow together. And for the societal benefit, if we talk about actually solving problems which will help, suppose a smart city, right? If we think about like a solution which would solve a problem for the smart city, definitely it will helpful for the people, right? For the nation. So in that way, if we think about and on the latest technologies and coming up with new solutions, so that would be the best way of learning and inventing both.
Wow. That's really nice to that angle of thought. Can can you further it a bit? Probably if Gopi can also voice his concerns, like what exactly, how does a patent help? Because patent is quite a complex process, as I understand. Probably I'm not so much well versed with it. If you want, so when you say invention, invention can be at different scale and levels, and even small or big, or whatever. Certain things where you might not need too many system on the integration or at certain levels at a larger scale, like you mentioned, the societal things, education, healthcare, and the likes of it. So can you throw your lights a bit? I guess Gopi is one of the person who has filed a patent in recent times from Must also. So Gopi, if you can kindly throw certain lights on that how one should be focusing on patent, how to take it forward, and what are the complexities and stuff involved.
Sure, Aditya. So yeah, patenting is a very important aspect of anyone's professional career. And in the industry that we are actually working with, and compared to the academia world, a patent has a higher weightage. It adds more value to anyone's professional, to your CV, so to speak, right, to the resume than say a paper publication. A research paper is all about extending the theoretical knowledge for the entire field, for the entire machine learning field, whether it is you are doing in deep learning or using statistics or any which way. Whereas a patent is all about implementing the theoretical knowledge for a practical problem and for a solution, right? A research paper is not focused on a practical application of it, or it doesn't really focus on, okay, this particular domain has this particular problem and my research paper is purely for solving that problem. That's not really the intention of a research paper. While there are definitely papers which focus on very, very specific areas, that's not the main intention of a research paper. Whereas a patent should have a practical advantage. Okay, the criteria that are used for measuring a patent are significantly different from the criteria that are used for a research paper. The patenting process it's a legal process, and there are checks and balances placed in the entire process to ensure that frivolous claims are not let through. Okay, and that actually is the reason why there has to be the very patenting process says that there should be an inherent advantage, in an intrinsic value from the patent, which is obvious for a person who is familiar with the field, etc. There is a lot of legalist jargon involved in it, but there is certainly the patent has to be having a practical utility for it. That's the biggest difference between patent and a research paper. And having a patent for any professional, right? it is a proof that he has actually solved a problem which is worth being solved, right? There is this famous proverb: self-praise is no recommendation. We can all keep saying that I am the best in the world there is. You can't find anyone better than me, etc., etc., etc. But as long as we don't have someone other than me who is endorsing me, it's just empty words. And that is one of the ways where patents add a lot of value to a professional for his, for any data scientist in particular, actually, for his professional career. Like I said, there is a legal process to the entire patenting, world, intellectual properties, etc. And in the changed world order, intellectual property is a bigger weapon for countries, or bigger value addition for the countries, rather than the traditional weapons, etc. So protecting the country or protecting the company, etc., that's the purpose of this patent, and there is a legal process to it. The process is not easy. There definitely, like I said, there are many checks and balances put in the system for a specific purposes, but with proper guidance, winning a patent is not impossible. We have to identify where the requirement is, come up with a solution. There are, you have to do prior art search, etc. There are certain procedures that need to be followed, but with proper guidance, everybody can get can patent can file for a patent and win a patent for their inventions. Okay, but like I said, you need some mentorship and some guidance for that.
Great. Thank you, Gopi, for insights into how patenting would work. And I agree with you completely that patenting and the intellectual property is one of the biggest weapons that any country or organization can have in these days. One thing, though, is for a budding data scientist or anyone who just wants to get into data science, we've come to realize that the technology has evolved by leaps and bounds. The algorithms, we have new algorithms or new technologies that are coming out every single day. And few courses have a focus on these advanced technologies. And typically what a person would generally find out, there is a basic introduction to data science, and that is it. So how would you suggest that one go about evaluating the various skill set that one needs, and how should they target to acquire those skill sets today? Joy, if you can help answer this.
Yeah, for the budding data scientists, when you mentioned, Saran, right? I mean, there are two things, right? One is like even for last 2 decades when I'm working in the machine learning and AI field, what I have seen, like the initial era, the first decade, like where we focused on the classical based machine learning, the feature engineering based machine learning and all, right? And then a lot of things changed and we have now the deep learning based. So when we think about like budding data scientists, definitely it is a kind of a hybrid knowledge. So probably someone has worked on the business analytics side or data analysis, data engineering, and a little bit of machine learning as well, but with the classical based approach. But with the latest technologies, right? And if we think about or focus on the invention side, so definitely it has to be totally unique, right? When we talk about invention, so then there should be the novelty. So at the same time, to balance between these two, right? I mean, with the latest technology as well as thinking out of the box, and then how to upskill ourselves, right? So yeah, definitely in Mars also we do have the unit called Mars Research Academy, right, where we focus on a lot of advanced courses, and there are last 6 batches where we focused on the data science, applied data science course, and in the latest program we are launching today, right, as many of us are waiting for that to learn as well as to teach and invent, right? So where we will be focusing on the latest technologies, definitely which are being used in the corporate world, in the academic world, right? So latest research and all. So that is one. Second is also will help, as Gopi rightly mentioned, with the proper supervision. A person who is a little bit intelligent and is a little bit hardworking can still think about invention, can still file a patent, right? And we'll be helping those participants to file patents, focus on the invention as well while learning this, right? So whether it's budding data scientists or early level professionals, or it is like for any like advanced level people as well, I mean, who are into in the corporate world, but probably they are still they want to learn more with the latest tech stack and the algorithms that are being what are being actually used or leveraged in the corporate world especially. Yeah, so is it good, or should I explain more? Sure.
No, I think that answers the question, Joy. Thank you very much for that. So can you help with some of the most important or cutting edge data set, the ML techniques and technology that's relevant to the current day scenario?
The ML techniques you're saying, right? Yeah, definitely the advanced topics on deep learning, right? When we talk about like the neural network based approaches and the applications of neural networks in various like horizontals like computer vision, natural language processing, speech technologies, right? Video analytics, to some extent embedded systems and robotics, right? And then how we can actually think about all this, right? I mean, using deep learning and then focusing on the applications, not only horizontally as well as vertically, like in healthcare, finance, and so on. I mean, different domains, in the different business domains. So, and that's the crux of the Master Research Academy, the batch 7, right, where we are, we have redesigned the curricula, and then we will start the registration process from today itself, like where we are focusing on the latest technologies, as well as we also try to help on the invention side, right? So these are the two major things, right? The deep learning based approaches, whether it is speech or video analytics, or whether it is on like thinking or inventing a system which would, apply for multiple domains, including smart city. I think Shagnik can talk about one of his projects which he recently developed in master research in his term, right? So these are some of the things, but I would request. And Master Research Academy, if anyone searches on any search engine, just go search Master Research Academy. The registration will open at 6 p.m. and we can work together, right? I mean, learning and helping each other, as well as from the career perspective, right? I mean, from resume building to job reference. So because in Master Research we believe in an ecosystem, and as a community we want to grow across the nation. That's our uber goal, and definitely democratizing artificial intelligence. So everyone should know it, everyone should learn it, and then explore and empower.
Thanks, Joy. And Shagnik, actually, I would like to know your opinion on this, like, recommending some of these vital and cutting edge technologies, because as Joy has mentioned that you have worked on self-driving car. So would you like to add your insight as well for this?
Sure, thanks, Devashmita. So, this is one topic that we like intensely discuss in some of the must research discussions, discussion forums, like the differentiation between classical ML and advanced ML techniques, pros and cons, and some of the real-time use cases of advanced ML techniques. And this is one project like that Jay and you mentioned about the self-driving or autonomous car project, where we are using some of these techniques involving vision and IoT. Okay. For the uninitiated, like when we are talking about advanced ML techniques, we are primarily talking about CNN, RNN, the generative adversarial network, or LSTM based techniques, okay, or say various Markov decision process, or basically reinforcement learning, etc. All the advanced, basically applied AI that or advanced ML techniques. And basically Mass Research Academy's next cohort, the 7th cohort that's scheduled to start in March, it tries to bring in some of the goodnesses of advanced ML techniques into its curricula. So I'll talk about some of the topics that we will try to cover, that we are planning to cover as part of the curricula. Say, for example, we'll be covering the deep learning and Bayesian models, explainable AI and model visualization, deep neural network based predictive analytics, or RNN and LSTM based forecasting with time series data, or unsupervised learning and recommendation using engine using transformers, etc. Certainly we'll be covering CNN and GN and bidirectional encoder for NLU and NLG, etc. and Markov decision process for deep reinforcement learning. These are just some of them that I mentioned. There are more actually. And Jai probably covered it at a high level. Like there will be 2 modules. One is the learn module, which will continue for initial 3 months, where we'll be concentrating on learning these advanced ML techniques. And then the more interesting invent module that will continue for another 3 months, where we will be working on probably some patents, like starting from ideation of the patent, it's technical drafting of the patent, brainstorming on various ideas, the flow diagrams, the technical review or the legal aspects of it, the final submission and POC, etc. So it's a 6 months curricula, 3 months emphasized on learning of it, and then 3 months on the application, purely patenting part of it, which is certainly, I think, a great value addition for people, especially folks who are in the AI/ML area, who are either working or who are just starting even, or who has started few years back or thinking of transitioning into AI/ML. Even for them, it's a good opportunity. Yep. So, yeah, Jay, Devashmita, you can.
Thanks, Agni, for those insights.
Thank you.
Actually, Joy, I would like to know from you, what made you design this curriculum and what made you feel that this is relevant and it is pertinent in the present and upcoming time. Something must have inspired you, as Shagnik has highlighted all the main parts of the course. So, if you could, what inspired you and what made you feel that this design is very relevant? So, if you could add certain points to that.
Yeah. So the main thing is like the differentiator, right? How we are unique from any other organization. So I mean, when we compare with any other organization, right, we have to think about like what's the specialty here in math research. So number one is like definitely the content, right? But we are focusing on the curricula, as you rightly mentioned, and Shagnik explained also that highlight the topics. As well as, I mean, who are the faculty members? That's very important, right? So we do have the faculty members directly working with the corporate world who have passion towards teaching. They love teaching. At the same time, they do have adequate experience, relevant experience in the corporate world, right? And the latest technologies, that's again another thing. It's not about like just picking up some of the topics, right? The topics which are being asked in the interview questions, right? I mean, if someone wants to join any big company and if they have to appear for an interview, right? So what would be the typical technical question? So we are focusing on those, and as well as the latest algorithms. If we just see like for last 1 year, whatever came, right? Last 1.5 years or 2 years, the technologies were fitting. Definitely, it's very good to know the background of that. We'll definitely cover those also, but in a shorter span, right? I mean, when statistics is being applied, definitely we'll also cover what is probability, but not like probability as a whole chapter, right? Because I mean, for an example, if I start with like tossing a coin and then getting a probability of head or tail as 0.5, right? I mean, it's great to know, but the thing is, like the participants who are joining, they know it, right? They have passed their 11th or 12th standard, or in the engineering, the 4-year graduation. They have already, studied those topics. So let's not kill time with matrix algebra or probability theory and all, because we assume we know it, and we can still touch upon when it is being applied. Because in office, right, if I join as a data scientist tomorrow, a corporate world, then my role is not like, tossing a coin or matrix multiplication. But in neural network, when actually we want to think about like inside the neural network, artificial neural network, when the decisions are being made, right, we are actually applying gradient descent. So there we are applying calculus. In the matrix multiplication, when we are applying, like for an example, the CNN, Shagni also mentioned, like convolution neural network, we are actually applying matrix multiplication. But there, if we show, like here, the pixel values of the image is nothing but your matrix, and then red, green, blue, a 3-dimensional matrix, and then you are multiplying. It's quite easier for me to understand rather than it's a linear algebra class and n-dimensional matrix and all. It goes either overhead, or we think like, okay, this is why I'm learning it, why I'm learning probability at all in my life, why I'm learning calculus, why I'm learning integration, differentiation. But when we teach in Mass Academy, we try to connect the dots between the real applications and the theory behind it, and then focus more on the latest technology. For an example, the feature-based machine learning, is no longer required. We don't have to apply the feature-based machine learning right now, the feature engineering-based machine learning, because the neural network based approaches have come for the last couple of years, and we are leveraging that, and we are getting much better results, right? With respect to the data handling, the pre-processing, deployment, everything, we are getting higher accuracy. So again, going back to the old technology and then killing time don't make sense. So that's the reason like why we focused on the deep neural network based approaches, as well as we will explain the math, the stats, and the computer science behind all these angles when we actually deal with the real world problems and more practicals and applications. And by the way, we do not have any pre-recorded videos apart from this YouTube live. So every class will be interactive and no recording, but yes, there will be some doubt clearing sessions if someone missed the classes due to some other reason like health reason and all. We can definitely cover up a few things for the participants. But yeah, there is no PPT, there is no video. It will be all covered through coding. So even to explain some simple thing, even if it is a linear regression to neural network based regression, we'll actually try to show it via programming, via coding. So the one of the prerequisites should be like knowing coding. I mean, any language is fine, so that someone should not think like a equals to a plus 1 means a cancels out from both sides and 0 equals to 1. So that is the concept someone should have. Nothing else is required. And some background on math and stat, as I mentioned earlier, like it should not be like totally blank, but it's probably.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Joy. I mean, that's Joy and Shagnik both. I mean, that's very exciting and interesting to know the way you guys have gone ahead, the kind of thoughts you have kept in mind while designing the curriculum. Because I think, yeah, it's very true. Like being a data scientist in the field today, I mean, there's so many evolvements and development that's happening. And yet, when we look at one course to make it more relevant, what is that someone's adding more to the table that propels someone's career or invention or will or capability to do more, deliver more, think more, as you mentioned, to from being an executor to an inventor. I think that's also a mind game changer, because the way one looks at the academia or the domain knowledge and the application of it is highly different. So that's also a kind of tuning that's required. And I think this kind of curricula will play a very vital and critical pivotal role in for paradigm shift for those kind of people who are having a bent of mind towards that kind of invention or being inventor. So one thing that begs my thoughts here, in today's world, we have a diverse range of data science professionals, right? Like the people who are quite aspirational and want to enter the sphere just out of college, and because a lot of colleges, graduation, master degree colleges are offering a lot of high-level data science courses. There are people who are already in the field for a few years, passing out, gathering certain experience, expertise. And there are people like us or similar who are already having decade or beyond experience. So when you mentioned, why Shagnika, you mentioned that, what are the cutting edge things and the CNN and the other things, and what you mentioned, like the application of it, like how a course is just not a basic theory of what CNN, RNN is, but the application of it. So while all these things are talked about, can you also add a bit more by giving some clarity that is this course tailor made for a certain segment, or how is it, which segment is it more focused on? Is it for the newer segment, for a little experience who's in the game, or someone who's really got some experience and really want to don the inventors, have the researchers hat now? If you can just throw a bit more light on that, please.
Yeah, I can answer this, Orithro. I think the course what we designed is for everyone. I mean, cutting across uniformly. Why? It's a new thing, right? We are focusing on the unique thing. So suppose, for an example, if I want to learn violin, right? And it's new for me. I never played violin in my life. And suppose the other person who already played guitar but wants to learn violin. And there is another person who is just like in the school, standard 5 or 6, wants to play violin. Now, for all three of us, it's same, right? The person who knows guitar can still learn violin. It doesn't conflict anything, right? Okay, playing guitar is not conflicting, but that person can still learn the new thing, right? So if someone is coming from machine learning background itself, if they are working with the classical based machine learning, then definitely they can join. If someone is at a fresher stage, right, just fresh out of college, or or pre-final year or final year in their engineering grad, right, they can also join this program, because they will again have they will definitely have fresh brain and much more, power of grasping the new technologies. They have is having more energy level as well compared to us. And third is like the academicians. For an example, the academicians are great with respect to knowledge, but what I have seen, most of the academics, they are also they are lagging with the application, where it is being implemented, whether their pure research are being applied for any of these domains, right? What we mentioned. So this particular course will actually bridge the gap. Even for the faculty members, they can also think about joining this course to have all the latest and cutting edge technologies which are being used in the corporate world, so that we can think about so it's not particularly mentioned for one group of people or target audience around. Definitely, since it's a very advanced level course, and we will start from basics and going to that, right? So the entire journey with these 6 months will be very much enriched kind of thing, where we explain in a simple way, but we will teach the advanced things, right? So that's the crux of this particular program, and where we try to bridge the gap between what we already know and what else we can learn, and then how we can think about invention as well. And who should not join this course? Definitely who are already experts, who have probably 100 plus patents or 100 plus research papers. Please don't join this program because you're already an expert. And who doesn't love mathematics, statistics, programming? So please don't join, because some knowledge on the math, stat, and computer science are required. If you don't love math, if you don't love programming, then this program is not.
Thanks, Joy. So I guess in short, whoever wants to be in the applied data science AI space, and whoever wants to be a future inventor in that space, I think for all such people, this is open, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks for that. So, that begs our next question, like this unique curricula that you have designed and the unique thought process behind which the approach with which you have taken the stead and put up this content, and as Sagnik mentioned, 3 months of learning, 3 months of application of grooming as an inventor and all. So what would be the pedagogy, what would be the mechanism of delivery? Like, how do you is that something very different that has been thought again over that in that front also, or is it something similar to what we find there in the market elsewhere?
Sagnik, you want to answer this?
Yes, sure. So we are only talking about live classes here. In MAST, we only believe in live interactive classes, no pre-recorded classes. That's totally against our thought process or philosophy. And so these will be certainly live online classes over the weekend, and the lectures will be coding-based lectures. We will not just emphasize on covering some boring theoretical aspects of things, rather more on applications, real life use cases of things, industry cases, okay, how your learning can be utilized to solve a problem for humanity, problem that various domains or various industrial organizations are trying to solve today. Okay, how can we pitch in, how can we help them, okay, with that goal? That's why that's actually one of the main reasons like most or all of our faculty are from corporate world. Okay, they are subject matter experts in their area. They have specialized domain knowledges, be it healthcare, be it BFSI, or you just name it. You'll have some faculty who represents one or multiple such domains. Okay, so basically, all the participants will have big opportunity to interact people who basically work on industry problems on day-to-day basis, and basically learn from their experiences. Okay, and so as I already mentioned, no pre-recorded video. Then there are some other goodnesses which I am personally very excited about, like weekly assignments or doubt clearing sessions, connecting with a research assistant who will be helping you with your queries or your problems, your coding issues, anything, or capstone projects. Okay. And then some internship opportunities, all those goodnesses probably Gopi or someone can cover later on. But last but not the least, the thing that I'm mostly excited about is the patenting module rather, the invent module, 3 months module. And that basically opens the door for a lot of people. Like when I started with Must Research in 2018, I was pretty new to data science, AI/ML. Even though I was working on big data or data engineering side of it, but AI/ML was a new thing for me. Last 3-4 years working with Jay and others in this forum, basically, and even working on ideas that can be patented or working on real life projects like autonomous driving and few others. Okay, that has opened up like a whole new world to me personally. And I feel that can be true for anyone who will be part of this program or must research. Yeah. From a bigger perspective, it's the forum that opens up the whole new opportunities for everyone.
Another point, Shani, very good thing that you covered. All the participants in the Must Research Academy also essentially joined the club, the Must Research Club, the community, right? I mean, the community with the experts. And we currently have almost 600 data scientists across India. So that also helps, right? It's not like just 3 months learn, 3 months, invention and it's done. It's just the beginning, right? After that 6 months, actual journey starts, where we help each other in career, in more research projects. You rightly mentioned about internship, right, and hiring also. So a lot of these things, right, are covered. So we are, as I mentioned, like it is the largest AI ecosystem in India, driven by the data science, right? So it's not like just yet another data science course or certification, and no one gives value to certification in today's world, right? It's just a piece of paper. The main thing is the knowledge, what I am gathering. The main thing is the network, whom we are talking, right? Where we are actually collaborating. Whether we are working in a project, suppose me, Shavnik, and Charan working in a project, or if me and Debushmita is working in another project. So that helps us a lot, right? When we share knowledge with each other, and then so this course, right? It's just the beginning of the journey where we are igniting ourselves and then just polishing the gray cells inside our brain, and then collaborating with each other to learn more, to share more, and to shine more, right? To empower everyone. So that's our bottom line, and that's very important, right? So it's just the beginning.
Yeah, totally, Joy. Like it's like a lifelong association that we build here, and we basically learn and grow together and build some beautiful solutions which can be used for betterment of the society end of the day. Yeah, so that's the motto of Must.
Yeah, so Joy, as you have mentioned just some time back about some internship and something like that. So actually, I'm more interested to know about the kind of support the candidates who are like joining this course will get, so that it helps them to transition. Like some of them may not be from the data science background, but they might have a programming knowledge or something of that sort. And some of them want to move from one section of our data science to another section of the data science, like with respect to their job or something. So what kind of help and what kind of support these candidates are likely to get if they want to move into the respective field in this data science industry? So any insights about that, Joy?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned earlier, also it's for everyone. So it's not like restricted for one particular group of people, whether fresher or intermediate or experienced people. So everyone can join this program to transform their career, right? At any stage of career. Number one. Number two, you asked about internship. So there are different types of projects, right? I mean, it starts with the small assignments inside the curricula in the learn module itself. So whether it is classwork or homework, those kind of assignments will be there, and those are complex assignments, by the way, simple but complex, right? So we'll teach in a simpler way the complex algorithms. And second is like the capstone project, right? So, and we don't call it capstone project, it's more towards research project, because that will lead to the patent as well. And definitely joining the module 2 is not so easy. So it's not direct admission. So one has to complete the module 1 successfully, and then there will be a technical interview based on the ideas but the candidates are coming up. They will be allowed to form a group of 2 to 3 members along with one supervisor from Mass Research who can actually guide them. And then just like a PhD defense, not like that hard, but yeah, there will be some technical interview. They have to actually prove like, okay, that is a patentable idea. So then they can enroll for the module 2 independent program and then go through that. So definitely there is another opportunity for the project. I'm not talking about internship here. It's like still a project, right? Applied project. And once they complete both the modules and become like part of Mass Research, like in the family, as I mentioned, that's the beginning. So then there will be a lot of opportunities, including internships with some of our partners. Along with, like, there are multiple internal projects inside Mass where we are focusing on like some open research problems, right? So they can be engaged, again, definitely based on their performance in both the modules and the interview taken by the Mass family.
Right. Thank you, Joy, Shagnik and Gopi, for the insights thus far. I mean, it is really exciting to know that the industry professionals with such vast experience and bringing with them the subject matter expertise is with the sole intention of bringing up the budding data scientists and the entry-level professionals up to speed to the market is being thought of, and the idea that the ideas that the professionals have can be patented, and the guidance that Must is being able to provide to them is phenomenal and something that is unheard of till date. So thank you very much for thinking through this and enabling this for everybody. However, one burning question that everybody will have, especially in these pandemic times, is the financing options. I'm pretty sure that the patenting will cost, and so will this program that is so well designed. So is Must prepared to help the students or professionals with the financial aspects, if any?
Gopi, you want to answer this question?
Yeah, sure, Jay. So yes, Sharon, that's actually a very relevant question, right? Definitely, the pandemic has created quite a difficult situation for many of us in our lives. So yes, we are definitely cognizant of this problem, and we are also working on this. As you might be you're aware, we are not really a profit oriented organization, right? We are a non-profit organization. So our mission is not really to make money out of this. That's not what we are looking at it. Looking at this, but we really want to help the ecosystem, and we really want to work for the betterment of AI for India. We want to make India as a capital. That's what all our efforts are. So yes, finance is definitely a challenge for many aspirants, and we are working. We have multiple options worked out on this one. Sort of as a quick thing, right? We have a early bird offer for the Republic Day special, so to speak, right? If anyone registers for this program before the 1st of February, then we definitely are willing to, give them at a reduced price, a flat 50% discount. So that's one thing that we are definitely we have, and we are also simultaneously, quite apart from this, we are working with various financial institutions to treat our payments for an EMI eligibility for the payments that are done for Must. Many times you go to a shopping market and you have a big payment, then the credit card companies are willing to give it as an EMI of eligible of payment, etc. So we're working to get that EMI eligibility for our for payments to Must Research as well. We are working with the same financial institutions to offer a loan facility for the students, so that they can convert this into a sort of a monthly installments and stuff like that, so that it doesn't become too much of a financial problem for them, for our students. And a few companies, and I'm glad to say this, that a few companies have actually agreed to reimburse must trainings to their employees. So if you happen to belong to those companies, then whatever payments are happening from must, you can get it reimbursed from your company as for your professional training activities as well. So, and apart from this, also there are many other suggestions that we have received, and we are working out on what all can be done from our side as well. And if there are any suggestions that, if anyone wants to come up with saying that, hey, trying this XYZ option might be beneficial for me, then we are definitely willing to look into them on a case-by-case basis. Like I said, the point is we are not looking at this as a money-making activity. We all have our own jobs and things like that. Our goal is essentially to help the AI ecosystem, make India as the AI capital of the world. So we are definitely open for all kinds of options on this one.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gopi. Thank you very much for that answer. I'm sure the listeners now, are very excited and would love to learn more about this. So, if anything, if you want, if anyone in our viewer panel definitely wants to learn more, we are definitely open for questions. You can please put your questions into the chat box. Of course, we are always available over email. Medium, you can definitely drop in a mail if you want to connect with us later. Over to you, Debasmita and Aritra.
Yeah, thanks everyone for this wonderful discussion. Actually, it is a very nice way to let our viewers know as to what we are, and like what sort of offerings this like we are providing in, and how is it different from any other courses or any other certifications existing in the industry today. So actually, I would like to encourage the viewers to post your questions in the chat box, like Charan has mentioned. So yeah, the floor is like open for the questions. Let us just wait for a few seconds.
Yeah, I just checked. There are a few questions. Yeah, Rajdeep asked. Already Gopi answered. Then Amritansh also asked, and then Gopi answered. I think, yeah, 2 questions posted. So let's wait for 5 more minutes, and if new questions come, and we'll. Okay, since nothing is coming, I think people can reach out us offline as well. Do search with our names on LinkedIn if you want to connect with us. We are very much approachable over social media, as well as please follow this YouTube channel because there are a lot of different research projects we frequently upload there. And if you're interested, please join Must Research Academy. The website will be available at around 5 p.m. We'll launch this, and the registration will be live then. So reach out to us, and if you have any questions, so by everyone, and thanks Devashmita, Gopi, Charan, Auditro, and Shagnik for the wonderful session.
Joy, sorry, one moment before we sign off. Rajdeep had an additional question. This is the second part of the curriculum. The research part is of 6 months, right? And is it enough to invent and file a patent in the 6 months time frame?
The second part of the curriculum is of 3 months, and 3 months is enough. If we are serious and hardworking, we can. I'm just talking about from my experience. I have around 80 patent filed as of now, total 80. So it's possible within 3 months.
Right. Does that answer your question, Ashti? And I'm sure that within these 3 months, we would take the idea, and from ideation, it would start off as the general outline of what the idea is. And and working with the Must mentors, this idea will be enhanced further and will be developed into a patentable solution within these 3 months time frame.
And one more point, Charan, as I mentioned earlier, right? Even the starting, right? I mean, it's not like the module 2 is not pay and go, right? So there will be like an interview, process, as well as after completion, the successful completion of the first module is very important, right? So based on these two, the combination of these two are like the entry point of the module 2. So it's not like just having a patent or filing a patent, right? So there should be like some potential with respect to the scientist mindset, as we discussed, right? The heaviness of that word, and the module 1 is so enriched, right? So I am very confident with the participants, like all of us will teach all of you, right? So in that way, it's not like too hard. At the same time, it's not like straightforward way, right? So there are, but yeah, within 3 months, if we are serious, if we really think out of the box and hard working, then definitely we can do it. I'm just talking about from my experience. So 3 months is sufficient. Gopi, you can add more points. You also have like multiple patents.
Yeah, no, Jay, I think you covered most of the points there. But yes, 3 months is definitely sufficient if we put focused effort, and there is definitely hard work required. We have to read up on a lot of literature and actually build a proof of concept of sorts, etc. It's not like we just get a vague idea somewhere and then we just throw up a PPT draft, a legal draft. That's not that's not going to work. Definitely, we have to identify the appropriate use case where it is applied, bring up the differentiator, and there is some effort involved, but it's definitely not impossible. With focused effort, 3 months, we can definitely build a patent.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gopi, and thank you, Joy, and thank you, panelists, for taking time out on a holiday and explaining the process of being a data scientist in this current world. Any further questions the team has? I'm pretty sure we are reachable over LinkedIn, and we have this YouTube channel that is dedicated for Must Research. And like Joy said, the Academy website, the revamped Academy website will go live at around 5 p.m., post which it will be available for everyone for viewing. So thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Jai Hind. Happy Republic Day once again. Have a good day.